welcome to today's collective reading. Begin by clearing with the kyanite and the selenite. Okay, today I was called to do a reading for masculines or assertive people that are more of the assertive dynamic in the relationship, or masculine energy, getting them like some insight into the receptive or feminine energy. So I'm gonna begin here. What do we need to know overall for the masculine or assertive energy in the dynamic? When it comes to their feminine, for the highest and greatest good of all, only the highest energies. Okay, so we have Disciple of Ritual, 40 for foundational. Okay. That's overall. Okay. So you and they are both working on routines within your life, within your dynamic, within yourself. You're possibly like there's some knowledge that came to light. It's showing you both the way, like divine intervention or some kind of an intuitive download. Overall, it's possible that you guys may be connecting more clearly with one another. They may know something that you've been trying to communicate with them for some time. But because they have finally reached this point, they and or you are both possibly getting some new information upon each other, because you have been practicing creating a routine or rhythms, ritual within yourself, in your routines. Right. It's the deeper energy here for what they need to know overall. Possibly you guys haven't quite got this download yet, but it's coming. You will. They may already have it. They may be yet to get it, but it is imminent. This is about that information in particular. Okay, that kind of wanted, oh, yep, okay, the shadow side. Okay. This is 15, which breaks to a 6. So this is definitely about relationship. Oh boy. So there has been a light. This light is going to show you where the dark, scary energy. I mean, I don't know about you, but that's what that looks like to me. Like, I don't want to meet that energy. You know, it's just the hiding and this blinding light. It's hard to see or to look directly at it. But this information is going to illuminate what is actually deceptive or sabotaging. It's going to highlight it's going to show how they are here with you versus what was pretending to be them, or what was driving a wedge between the two of you. You're going to see it clearly, and if you didn't want to see it before, you won't be able to not see it now. And that's the same with them. They're going to be seeing the same thing, like what is really in the shadows that is holding you guys back. Yeah. And that broken heart as a result. So you're going to understand what led you to the moment that you're in, where you're in the state of a broken heart. Or they are. And you're going to understand why and how you were restricted and held back. And they will too. They will too. It's not just you that's getting the information or them. You both are. So even though the heart is in this state, you have helpers. You have, you know, intervention. The storm clouds. Okay, storm clouds. It's interesting. I think that's going to play into the next placement. Now, I will say that your feminine in this connection, she's not gonna be like, oh well, you did this and I won't forgive you, and you know, she'll see like why. She'll see this too, and how it restricted your ability to act, how it held you back, how it used you, how it manipulated you. She will see that too. I mean, she looks pretty freaked out. I don't know about you, but I don't think she wants to encounter that any more than you do. So, given that, she may understand, or she may say to herself, like, these swords were not placed by you. They were placed by you being manipulated by that. So she will place the responsibility, the karmic responsibility, not on your shoulders alone, because you were being used. You were being manipulated by this very scary, dark skeleton dude in a cloak. About you, but it's kind of creepy, right? So she'll see that. It'll be, how do we deal with where we are right now, given this is where we are, and having that help there will help quite a bit. So this is all going to be, ooh. So intellectually, she needs to understand. She needs to understand. Now, how come, and that's a 13, it breaks to a 4. Okay, how can the masculine collective help with this, helping her to intuitively understand? You know, I'm gonna, like, my eye is being drawn to the Joker card, highlighting that she can make up her own mind, highlighting that she is the wild card. But she is having to do some interpretation here. She is having to sit with this as she shuffles. And I think it's interesting that it looks like she's shuffling face down with face ups. She's pretty distracted by this. All right, so what do we have for what's deeper? Ooh, okay. It's the King of Wands inverted. Okay. Ooh, and Four of Pentacles. We got more to come here. I'm not sure how many, but we'll keep going. Okay, so her intuition, she's having to figure out what is you and what is not you in this. She's feeling that need, that want to desire, that want to discern what you wanted versus what happened, right? Now, she understands that you're going to be protective of not just yourself, you're going to be protective of what you own, what you put your feet on, like your land, your property, your space, your family, your family, your lineage, your people that you are saying, these are my people, and your own heart, because you know that if your heart breaks, you can't protect any of it. But you want this new beginning. You want this future where you're this old man sitting on your front stoop. And that's the Six of Wands wreath. You know, what you thought would never be in this image has been, already is. You want that future. She's having to decide what you were trying to do versus what happened, where the manipulation from this came in and where it didn't. And it's not about, I mean, this is just validating that again. It's not about you wanting all of the options. It's about which one did you want versus which one ended up being presented. Which ones did this thing want you to pick versus the ones that you did want to pick. I think that's really interesting how I laid them out like this. Because these two here, yeah, like she has no problem giving or receiving of herself with this future vision of you guys. But she may need you, and this may be where some of this information comes in, but she's having to literally pull this out of thin air to some extent, because you guys may not be talking right now. You may not be talking. This may be all like an intuitive kind of deal, and she's having to figure out, well, this action, this feeling, when you said, or when that happened, when I had this dream, when this synchronicity hit, was it you or was it this scary thing in the background that we both now are fully aware is there? These two are where she's needing clarification. What is it that you really wanted? And which option did you decide you wanted to pick versus how you were manipulated? Because she knows who you are. You guys are in a very tight connection. You guys at one point, you're in this because you guys feel incredibly close, and you don't understand why necessarily, but it's like you've known each other forever. If it's a thing where you guys have been in separation, or like you fell in love and then life happened and now it's been a couple years and you're coming back to one another, these are about the memories of what you had. They have no question about their loyalty to you, but are you still wanting these things? Is this still the core of who you are? Because they know that you will have grown, you will have changed. So what has been you in your growth and your change versus what has been this icky thing influencing you? Because the core of who you are, they don't question. It's some of these other things that have occurred that they're kind of not sure for sure about. That's the look on her face. Like, I'm very much feeling her like, wait, what? So she may need some kind of clarification from you that doesn't have to do with just pulling it out of, you know, the connection. She may actually need you to speak on it or give her a very clear indication. Yeah. Psyche, where the mind is at, the different beginnings, which ones do you want? Because you guys are moving towards one another, meaning you want to co-create in the physical reality. You want to interact. If you go to the movies with her, you want to agree on the movie. So it's very understandable for her to go, well, what do you want to watch? But you're not there to ask. That kind of a thing. It's she's going to the movies by herself, and she's going, what would he want to watch? But she doesn't really know because you're not really there. And that's the beauty of this connection, is that you guys are a bit of a mystery to one another. Okay, so we have, you are being divinely guided, and there is balance here, and you're not currently, you guys are soulmates, you are a pair, you are very muchly interested in one another, but you're not committed to her outwardly. So she can't move like you are because you're not. and vice versa. So how does she manifest or co-create with you if you're not committed to her? Because then she kind of moves into a state where it's like, well, is this me basically creating for you? Like my will overcomes your will? Because that's black magic. Anytime, like, I'm going to explain this. So, she doesn't know what movie you want. And this is definitely a metaphor for something else. Far deeper. But if she just accepts that whatever she decides you want to watch is what you want to watch, that's taking away your free will. That's implying that you're going to do and think and move and want what she wants you to do, think, move, and want. That's not a relationship. That's a dictatorship. That's a violation. This is not that kind of a connection. This is a feminine, a receptive energy that wants to manifest with you. They need your input. And if it's only going to be a thing where you are going to send it to them telepathically or through dreams and synchronicities, she is aware that there has been this icky thing that's been influencing you. She's not going to just be comfortable with going with whatever she thinks you're wanting to do. She's going to want to know it's what you want to do. Because she respects your will, your right to choose. Yes, but she wants to actually know you. She wants you to surprise her. She wants you to not agree with her, but be yourself. If you would prefer to not go to the movie, she wants to know that. She wants to know that. She wants to have a back and forth dialogue where you're not just saying whatever she wants you to. She wants you to challenge her to grow and not be a carbon copy of her in masculine form. She doesn't want you to be a yes man. There we go. That's what we're going for. Oh, that music video. Oh my gosh. I can't think of it right now. I'll think of it. But there's a music video where at the end of it, she's like some Egyptian lady and she's super, super attractive. And at the end of it, she turns one of her suitors into a puppy dog. And that's the one that she ends up staying with. Oh. You know, I can say some of the lyrics of some of her other songs. I can't think of her name, though. And that's just how my mind works. Maybe I'll think of it. Okay, is there anything else here? Because I placed this like there's supposed to be another card. Okay. All right. So... Page of, ooh, that's interesting. I almost said Page of Cups. So the Page of Swords inverted. And I'm going to say there's a bit of Page of Cups there as well, vibe. So it's a compensation for the vulnerability of like a youthful aspect, the inner child. And this is something that's going to be present in both of you. There's a vulnerability and a desire to protect. Yes, but the invitation here is not to be in that way of acting. If it were upright, I would say that she is not going to be cool with you, or, you know, she should not. She's resisting just cutting. Just being like, nope, don't even want to deal with it. You make me feel slightly vulnerable. She is having to resist this. She is resisting this desire to just be done with this whole thing, which that can't feel good. And she is still finding that strength to exercise her will to not just cut this and be done. She wants these new beginnings with you. She knows that it's divinely guided. And it's definitely something that she's hoping that you're not going to be in this state. That you're not going to be moving in an immature way with her feeling as she does. Because she could, and she'd be within a normal, logical means to do so, which is why you're so concerned, because you wouldn't blame her, right? But she is resisting this. This need to just not hurt anymore, to just cut it out. She's resisting this. So she is hoping that you're going to handle this state with sensitivity, not with, I know you're hurt. I know that you have a reason to reject me. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to be blunt and I'm going to be rash and I'm going to help you make the decision to reject me. She's really hoping you don't move like that because she's resisting because she loves you. Okay? So she wants to know that you'll mirror this back. Whatever insecurity you're experiencing, she is experiencing herself, but in her own way. And until you two communicate and talk and take a couple of these swords out, you're not going to get her words. You're going to get your assumptions about her thought process. And assumptions, they can take away beautiful things in your life. They can close doors that were never meant to be closed. The only way to really get the truth from her is to speak directly to her, to go through this labyrinth to get to her, or you're in the center and you're needing to find your way out of it, to speak to her. And the obstacles are all the ways in which you or her will find where you want to come in and just be like, I'm going to cut this out. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm tired of you hurting me. Like all these things that could be said, right? On both sides towards one another. You're having to resist both of these. Or you're both having to resist this as you're moving through this maze with like this single-minded focus. I'm not going to feed this desire because I need to know the truth. I need her truth and she needs yours. Then when you're fully informed, you can make the decision from a higher perspective because you have the knowledge. You have her words, her truth, not the assumptions that either of you have about either side. You have the truth. So you can rise above it. And I will say this too, you have a higher self that has been working on this and working on this and working on this. And the failure's muse, every time it didn't work, your higher self learned. You're living this right now because this is the time that everything has found its way to work. Trust that. Trust that moving forward, your higher self has already solved the problems, has already paved the way, has already got the answers for you to help you beyond whatever obstacle you may find yourself stuck in. Keep that page of swords inverted. Keep that sword down because the both of you are having to make the conscious decision to do so. The Knight of Swords inverted. Okay. There's a lot of thought here. A lot of thought. Your personal power has been wrapped up in this. In this thought. Want to move forward, but don't. It's rush, but can't. That's how she feels too. She's having to remain in a state of being receptive. This feminine or receptive energy is wanting to rush in, wanting to act. But with this yellow, it's her will. She's having to use so much of her personal power to hold herself back, to remain receptive, not take over and assertively act towards you, which will put a final force sword in this heart and it'll be done. She's tired. She's really tired. And I imagine you are too, because you could probably feel this frustration. Exactly. And communication, rapid movement forward. Yeah, this is something that you both know needs to be done. Needs to happen. And it's going to be like, if you look at the background here, it's not just grounded in earth. There's a lot of emotion in water. There's a bit of cloud, so there's a bit of thought, but with all this blooming here, this is not toxic, stagnant water. This is moving, reflective, beautiful water. And it's grounded. The emotions are grounded. This is going to be a very good communication because you both are making it a priority to make space for it. You are both ready for this. Nine of Pentacles inverted. Okay. I want a little more on that Nine of Pentacles inverted. The Nine of Pentacles inverted is Empress energy and training. And being that she's inverted, that would imply that there's some kind of lack thereof of being ready to move into Empress. But I sense there's a bit of remnant of the shadow energy here. Yeah. Okay. So she has, yeah. Ooh, boy, I had to hug that one. Okay. She's really having a hard time remaining in a receptive state. These are the times where she was receptive and she showed up and you just didn't. It's possible that because you were being influenced, you weren't acting decisively. So if you guys assertively act towards this receptive feminine energy, what happens with this particular placement here with this Nine of Pentacles? Okay, so an offer of love will be made. This tells me you would be speaking to her, you know, opening it up, letting her know she's not alone, showing up when she's receptive. So you bring a cup to the communication. Or when you come with a pentacle, she'll give you the cup. Whoa, okay. Definitely something where you guys have been in separation, but you have been in separation in order to have the Nine of Wands and the, oh, I did flip that, didn't I? I did, yeah. The Nine of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. So you speak with her, and there may be a situation, because it's definitely able to be interpreted this way. So if you come to her and you let her know, hey, here's my pentacle, I'm going to give to this, I'm going to give time and energy to this connection, she'll give you a cup. She'll, you know, like you guys will sit and you'll have a little wine or a little water or whatever together. And the communication will happen about this time where you guys were apart. And there'll be this knowing that it was actually in defense of this new beginning, of this sunshine, of this connection, and the knowledge that you are one another's Nine of Cups. That this is a new beginning that you both have manifested, you both have willed, that you were with them the whole time. But in order to have this, it had to appear like this. Okay, so let's summarize this, or if there's just really just, you know, some extra additional final messages from Source for you guys. Okay, so we have strength. I'll just do 4. Strength, balance. So the foundation is firm. And you have found your strength through this frustration. Learning what did not work, right? To discover what does. Okay, that one wanted to come. Okay, so, all right. Guys, you both want this. You really both want this. There's a lot of power and energy that you both have put into this. There's strength and balance. You have the energy. This is like the atomic energy, nuclear energy. This is very potent, and there has been frustration along the way, just like this failure's muse, right? So every time it didn't work, your higher self learned. So all of the intuitive information coming through is designed to help you turn this square into a circle, to fit into the circle, to be able to lock, unlock, to understand the energy connection between everything and how potent it is the foundation, is the pillar of strength, is only solidifying your foundation, basically making it unshakable, unbreakable. That movie just came through my mind. All right, so that is your reading for today. I am very, very grateful to have been the channel for these synchronicities and messages to come through. Please, please like, share, and subscribe so that more individuals that are going through these, you know, kinds of situations where it's so heavy can find some comfort, some direction, some synchronicities, communications from their spirit team to help them through this, to help them find, you know, the validation of their own intuition sooner. The divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.